Good morning and welcome to our Merry Christmas version of the Commissioners' meeting this morning. And we'd like to open the meeting as is customary with the observance of a moment of silence. Thank you. Now please rise for the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And before we proceed with the agenda, we will have public comments by Mr. David Weisnick for the last time in 2017.
Good morning, Commissioners. From Fort Indian Gap, we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a joyous and a Happy New Year to come. As of the 19th of December, we are at 30,000 troops trained at the Gap so far. So, well on our way of being one of the top National Guard installations in the country as far as use goes. Sally will be happy to know we've had no loud live fire for the month of December.
We have not had any.
So we do have that. We have had helicopter training, which comes out of Muir Army Airfield, second busiest heliport in the United States. The week between Christmas and New Year's, we're only going to have 654 troops that will be on the Gap involved in various training activities. But after the New Year's, the 1st through the 14th of January, we are going to have the headquarters and headquarters battalion of the 28th Division. They are prepping for their deployment. They will be there and going through that really critical training that they do at the Gap. So we will be having a lot of activity around there with a lot of troops involved in preparing them to go on and deploy. So other than that, we wish everybody season's greetings and any questions, that's all I have.
For David.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you next year.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dave. All right, we'll entertain a motion to pass the minutes from the last meeting.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any comment or question? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved. Now on to Sally.
Okay,
Welcome.
good morning.
Morning.
We had receipts this week of $1,028,240.70. That brought us to total cash of $1,366,739.93. Our expenses this week were $1,262,282.96. Our tax claim is $38,254.28. So that leaves us a balance of $66,202.69.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any comment, questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Thank you. I have a resolution here. We are adding some people from area of aging to be able to view the an account for Jonestown Bank online. So I needed to add some names to it. So I need to have that approved.
Motion.
Make a motion to approve the additional names as requested by the treasurer.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So ordered. Now we will interrupt our usual agenda, which would have our personnel program, but for a very special moment here for the presentation in honor of the retirement of Don Resanovich. So I guess we'll start with, I guess, Brian?
Stay here or
No, move up to come in the middle.
step forward?
Should I sit, stand, what am I doing?
Have a seat.
I know the county has some presentations, but
Congressman Dent is very happy to represent Lebanon County, and Congressman Dent, he appreciates the service of all of our county officials, and especially wanted to express his congratulations to Don Resanovich on your retirement. He wrote a letter. There's a certificate and a letter. He says, congratulations on your upcoming retirement as Register of Wills and Clerk of Orphans Court for Lebanon County. On behalf of the United States Congress and the 15th Congressional District of Pennsylvania, I am pleased to extend heartfelt greetings on this meaningful milestone in your life. The occasion serves as a reminder of the outstanding service you have provided to the residents of Lebanon County. I join your family and those individuals whose lives you have touched with your compassion and expertise in thanking you for your good work and dedication. As you move forward onto your next chapter of life, I send my best wishes for health, happiness, and blessings of every kind. Sincerely, Congressman Charlie Dent.
Very nice.
Is anybody taking pictures, or I don't know?
I didn't
No.
have phones, so I didn't know what the rules were for this.
Congratulations.
There's probably recording going on, I'm assuming that. But usually the Daily News would be here doing that. But we do have a proclamation from the county as well.
Whereas Dawn L. Resanovich began her career with Lebanon County, employed as a clerk and later first deputy for the Office of the Recorder of Deeds on March 27, 1980 for 21 years, until she made a decision to run for the elected office of Register of Wills, Clerk of Orphans Court. And whereas on January 1, 2002, Dawn took the oath of office as Lebanon County's Register of Wills, Clerk of Orphans Court, and served in that capacity for 4 consecutive terms. And whereas Dawn served our community in an efficient manner as a valued co-worker and experienced elected official, performing her duties and responsibilities with devotion and commitment, providing integrity to her profession. And whereas on January 1st, 2018, Dawn Resanovich will retire as Register of Wills, Clerk of Orphans Court of Lebanon County with over 37 years of distinguished service for the citizens of our community. Now therefore, we, the Commissioners of Lebanon County, on behalf of all our citizens, unite to thank Dawn for her many years of dedicated service on a job well done. Further, we extend congratulations and best wishes for a most rewarding future and the very best retirement.
Seek a motion.
Make a motion to adopt the proclamation as read.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
You gonna say anything?
I asked Jeannie if I was supposed to. I actually said to Jeannie, I have to say something, so it'll be really quick, but,
Thank you very much.
thank you. And I'm shaking my
It's
head.
okay.
Commissioner, but I am right now. I just got to thinking when I walked in here as a kid, I remember thinking, wow, look at this place that I work in, the people I work with, and I can say that it has been an honor. I never thought long-term, you don't think at 20 years old, long-term of retirement, but the county has served me well, and if I can tell anybody anything, stick with this place. It's a wonderful place to work. I've made some fantastic friends, and I've loved serving the taxpayers. And I'm not disappearing. I'll be around helping out, yeah.
Thank you, Dawn.
But thank you very
We
much.
appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service.
Good morning.
Good morning. Michelle Legers, Director of Human Resources. Leanne Schock, Human Resources Assistant. Moving on to personnel transactions, resignations and terminations. Ninochika Ayala, part-time court clerk, resignation effective December 28th. Don Resanovich, elected official, retirement effective January 1st, 2018. Laura Rupert, Assistant Public Defender, resignation effective January 5th, 2018.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comment, any changes of mind or anything? No? We're all good? All in favor? All in favor? Please indicate by saying aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Moving on to changes of status, transfers, and promotions, I have a motion To approve Sally Newen, County Treasurer's request to add interpreter duty/pay to one of the current accounting clerk C positions within the Treasurer's office at the rate of $1,500 annually, effective December 31st, 2017.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer's request.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered.
Clint Son, change of status from casual part-time correctional officer at the prison to full-time correctional officer at the prison at the rate of $14.50 per hour, effective December 31st, 2017. Monica Greip, promotion from Secretary D in the District Attorney's Office to Secretary B in the District Attorney's Office at the rate of $1,030.61 biweekly, effective December 31st. And Anna Cardona, change of status from Accounting Clerk C in the Treasurer's Office to Accounting Clerk C/Interpreter in the Treasurer's Office. No change in her rate with an additional $57.69 interpreter pay biweekly, effective December 31st, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that those changes of status be approved. Any question or comment? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered.
Moving on to other transactions, I have two more motions. The first to approve the collective bargaining agreement between the County of Lebanon and the AFSCME Union involving the Lebanon County Correctional Facilities correctional officers effective January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2021. Highlights of the collective bargaining agreement include a 4-year term, wage increases, increases to health insurance costs including deductibles, co-pays, and prescriptions, and a restructure of the longevity bonus plan, an increase in life insurance coverage to $30,000, and additional article revisions.
I make a motion that we approve the collective bargaining agreement as presented.
I'll second the motion, and can you just generally highlight the deductibles?
Correct, yes. Beginning in 2018, the deductible will be going to from 800 single, 1,600 family, and the same for 2019. In 2020, the deductible is going to 1,000 single, 2,000 family, and remains the same for 2021.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved. Very good work on that, by the way, thank you.
Thank you. And then the new contracts are up front with you for your signature as well. The second motion is to approve President Judge Towalk's request to add the Second Day Reporting Center probation officer position to the adult probation complement effective January 2nd, 2018 at a grade 2 on the court-appointed professionals bargaining unit salary chart.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded to approve Judge Towalk's request. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
District Attorney would like to hire Jimmy Gonzalez as a central booking agent at the rate of $12.72 per hour effective December 26th. The District Attorney would like to rehire Raina Fisher, as a central booking agent at the rate of $12.72 per hour effective December 26th. President Judge Towalk would like to rehire Harold Donnelly as a jury attendant at the rate of $10.33 per hour effective January 2nd, 2018. And the Buildings and Grounds Department would like to hire William Arndt as a maintenance mechanic at the rate of $1,134 effective January 8th, 2018.
Make a motion that we approve the hirings as presented.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve those transactions. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered.
If there are no questions regarding the transactions presented, is there a motion to adopt these transactions under the salary board?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
For mandated conference seminars, Taylor Snyder from Children and Youth would like to attend the Assessing Safety in Out-of-Home Care in Mechanicsburg, January 4th and 5th, 2018. Mileage, meals, tolls, reimbursement, 12 credits mandated by DHS. Robert Gambler and Bailey Van Fleet from Children and Youth would like to attend the In-Home Safety Assessment and Management in Mechanicsburg, January 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 2018. Mileage, meals, tolls, reimbursement, 18 credits mandated by DHS. Chris Heibel, Abby Casper, Don Wolf, Rhonda Shope, Brianna Rayner, and Brandy Poole from MHIDEI would like to attend the Community in Practice in Lebanon, January 23rd, 2018, with mileage reimbursement, 3 credits mandated by ODP. And Keith Winfried from Planning would like to attend the following 3 trainings: Residential Mechanical Academy in New Cumberland, January 29th through February 1st, 2018, $395 total registration fee, tolls reimbursement, 24 credits mandated by the Department of Labor. And Residential Plumbing Academy in New Cumberland, March 5th, 2018 through March 8th, $395 total registration fee, tolls reimbursement, 24 credits mandated by Department of Labor. And Residential Energy Academy in New Cumberland, April 24th and 25th, 2018, $195 total registration fee with tolls reimbursement, 12 credits mandated by Department of Labor.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those mandated requests. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved. And I think this is a first.
Yeah, no requested conferences. Mark that down. Took all year to get there, huh?
Everybody's apparently smart enough already, so that's all good. That's all
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
That's all right.
Yep.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go down and do a few duties right now.
Okay, first, got a liquid fuels request from Jackson Township for their allocation of $8,163, which would be used toward the purchase of road salt, which will cost them a total of $50,000. We'll approve their $8,163 request.
Make a motion to approve the liquid fuels request.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve Jackson Township's request. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Two bids for properties in the repository for unsold properties. The first being for a property at 356 West Cedar Street, Palmyra.
356. Okay, it says 3 to 5. Got it. Thank you.
The property was offered at upset, a tax sale for $7,309.17 on September 11th. It was again offered at judicial sale for $972.76 on December 11th. Did not sell it either. So we have a bid from Shadowstone Home Sales of 12 West Cedar Street, Palmyra, for $10.
So moved.
Someone go home.
I'll second the motion, but Sally, that's a modular park there. I can't believe that they're, and it's, relatively new. I can't believe that they're in that bad a shape that we have
That
two
one,
of
I
them.
think that one they said was kind of trashed.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Do you want to go $11 or what?
I would have gone 11, sight unseen, I would have given 11. All
I
right.
think they're moving, I think they're gonna be moving that one out of there, I'm not sure.
Summer home. All right, so do you want to accept the 10, is that
Well,
what
we
we
have
are?
to vote on it, I guess.
Okay, take a motion if we want to.
We got the motion.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Second one is Joan Huey, property owned by Joan Huey. This one, Joel, I think is the one you saw, 3 to 5 Locust Street, 3 and 5 Locust Street, Newmanstown. This property was offered at upset tax sale for $11,900.28 on September 11th. It was offered again at judicial sale for $2,192.76 on December 11th. Did not sell, so from the repository, we have a bid of $5 from Ernesto Mendez, 748 Mifflin Street, Lebanon.
Make a motion to accept the sale at $5.
That one is actually a mobile home and some land, I think.
Second.
I'll second the motion.
Any further comment? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Cheney.
Yes,
The second one that I
I have
have
a
is,
third one, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You probably see another one there.
There's another
okay, I
First
thought
Street.
I got the wrong one, so there is a third one.
There's a third,
Oh,
yeah,
First
Thank
Street.
you,
If you're finished with that one.
Yes.
Sorry about that, I said two at the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a third here, this one is 5 Fir Street. I assume that's Palmyra.
That's Shadowstone as well.
Okay, 5 Fir Street, Palmyra, District's 19, but I don't know them as well as the
19 is actually Bethel Township.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Upsets, this was offered at upset tax sale for 2009, 77.93 on September 11th. Offered again at judicial sale for 1,142.72 and did not sell. And we have a bid now from Lebanon Valley Mobile Home of 1341 East Main, Palmyra, for $1.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept that bid. Did you have a comment, Sal?
Pardon?
Did you have a comment?
No, that was a mobile home in that park, so the only good thing about it is hopefully they move them and then get something in that will pay taxes.
Good. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Yeah, I suppose they can't move them until they have possession, right?
Well, they move them out of their lot sometimes and put them in storage, but by them purchasing it,
Yeah.
then they could destroy it or whatever they're gonna do with it. Without having to pay back taxes.
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, you go. All right, next I have some, an appointment for the Community Action Partnership Advisory Board. We've received a resignation from Ben Sutcliffe of South Anvil Township, who will not be serving any longer on the board, and have a nomination of Jay Green of 326 Canal Street, Lebanon, to serve a 3-year term. Actually, Ben Sutcliffe's is expiring, so Jay Green would be serving a 3-year term that would end December 31st of 2020. Community, it's a community representative slot.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept Jay Green. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, and I have contracts for drivers for the medical assistant transportation program, those being Howard Gathright and Maximo Munoz for the 17-18 program.
We take them in one.
Yeah.
I make a motion to accept the 2 driver contracts as presented.
I'll second it. Could you spell Munoz?
MUNOZ.
N-O-Z.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay, before, I didn't see Jim walking yet, but could I just give a little brief update on the Gulf Road Bridge? I'm sure that's something that has taken place since our last meeting here. Gulf Road Bridge, which is Bethel Township, just off of Freeport Road, very adjacent to the former Freeport golf course, was closed to traffic last week. It's a county-owned bridge. It was built in 1933. It has been on a frequent inspection schedule for the last several years. Typically, a bridge would be inspected every other year. This one was on an every 6-month schedule because of its condition. 11 years ago, there was a reduction in the posting to 10 tons with only 1 truck at a time allowed on the bridge. That has been in place since 2008, 2006. The engineers, Wilson Consulting, did an inspection of the bridge right around Thanksgiving time. Saw some further deterioration of the stringers, which are going across the lane of traffic underneath. The girders are going with the lane. The stringers go across. There are 5 stringers in each bay, and for example, in some bays they found that only 2 of those stringers still had any real structure to them. The rest have deteriorated. So they did a further inspection of the rest of the bridge a few days after that, and on December 13th, sent a letter to me saying that the bridge should be closed to all traffic immediately. So that was done last week. Bridge signs were put up last Wednesday afternoon to close the bridge by our maintenance staff. Ultimately, then Friday, we had a sign company come in and put the proper signage up that the engineers called for. And there's been a detour plan devised, and that will be signed either today or tomorrow. We put in place. Also, physical barriers, some stone piles were put at either end of the bridge so that traffic can't go on the bridge. I did speak with some of the neighbors there. They had a few questions. Some of those questions were, what about the road maintenance up to that point by the township, which will continue, snow maintenance, winter maintenance? And what about emergency services, access? The bridge being limited almost 10 years ago now, 11 years ago now, to a 10-ton bridge, has prohibited heavy fire trucks since then. So there's no change to the, fire truck having to come in from the north. But even having said that, the responding company would be Fredericksburg, so they'd be already coming from the north and not having to go across that bridge. So there wouldn't be a detour for emergency services. As far as EMS, it's in a first aid and safety patrol run area, and typically the ambulance would come from the Jonestown station, which again would be coming in from the west and then from the north. So unless there's a large event somewhere on that road, Gulf Road, all the emergency services are coming from the north. At this point, it's undetermined whether or not it's repaired, replaced, or abandoned. So there's a process to that which transportation folks will assist in, involving the public, and a discussion with the commissioners. But for the meantime, that bridge is closed to traffic. So I just wanted to kind of make that public announcement.
Approximately how many vehicles use that bridge every day? Do you have a line on that?
I think it's very low. I think the inspection report shows an average daily traffic of 30. And that was on a given day with an engineer, standing there and counting for an hour or two and then multiplying. So it is a very low count of traffic. Answer that question.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're up.
Morning, Jim.
Good morning, everyone. Sir.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm Jim Holtry, Director of Children Youth Services, and I'm here just to present first quarter invoices in the amount of $1,562,794.36 for your approval.
Also moved.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second to accept the first quarter invoices. We have to evacuate or what? Any questions? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, so moved.
While Jim's still here, I have the reappointment of advisory board members to his children and youth board. They're all terms who are expiring but have indicated that they would be willing to serve another term. They are, and that term would go to December 31st of 2020. They are Joy Blankley Meyer of Anvil, Luz Rosario of Jonestown, Amy Custer of Lebanon, and Judy Weimer of Lebanon.
Make a motion to reappoint the folks to the Children and Youth Board.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve those appointments. Any questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jim.
Thank you.
snuck up on me.
Good morning.
Good morning. Bob Medley from the Controller's Office, Secretary of the Retirement Board, and here convening the Retirement Board for the annual meeting. Series on the first motion is to approve the minutes of the December 22nd, 2016 annual Retirement Board meeting, which I included in your packet.
I'll make a motion to adopt the minutes of the prior meeting.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the October 19th, excuse me.
Second.
Yep. Meeting. Any question or comment? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Then the next motion would be to approve the attached minutes of the February 16th, 2017, May 18th, 2017, June 15th, 2017, August 17th, 2017, and November 15th quarterly meetings.
Salmon?
Second.
Do we have a motion?
I guess Sally. Oh, John.
Sally seconded. Okay. Motion and a second to approve those meetings. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
The next motion would be to approve the interest payable to the members that are in the fund in 2018. The rate in 2017 was 4.5%. That's the one that would go up to 5.5%.
And what was it last year?
4.5%. I recommend we stay at 4.5%.
I'll make that motion if that's your recommendation, Bob.
Second?
Motion is second, let's remain at 4.5%. Any questions or comments? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Next motion would be to approve the class for retirement system in 2018. The class in 2017 was the 180th, and at 180th, it stays at the 7% mandatory. I recommend we keep it the same.
So moved.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we remain at the 7%. Any questions? Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
And the next motion would be to have Port Ferry Pay prepare the pension statements for 2018. That's the green bar sheets that everybody gets to know where they're at. At a cost of $1.85 per statement, which is the same cost it's been for the past 10 years.
Second.
It's been moved by Sally, and seconded by Bill. Any question or comment? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Next motion would be to approve the refunds paid to former employees in 2017 as part of the attached list.
So moved.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those expenditures of to the recipients. Any questions? If not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Next motion is acknowledgement of the death benefits paid to members who died in 2017 as per the attached list.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question or comment? None, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Next motion would be to approve the pensions of employees who retired in 2017 as per the attached list.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the list of retirees. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay. Any other further business?
Did you include the 1.4% COLA cost in any of the other motions? I didn't hear that.
No,
Does
that
that
would
have to
be
be
its own
voted on?
separate motion.
Did we do that yet?
If we want to do that.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So we only have to, actually, just by way of, we only have to address the COLA every 3 years.
Every 3 years, okay.
Yes, and we did award 0.3% last year, 200,000 this year. Of course, if we award it, it's gonna cost $1 million. So,
Is there a motion?
either we have a motion or not, if we have no motion, then nothing happens this year.
No motion? Good.
Okay. So the only other thing is just by way of an update, probably the end of January, beginning of February, myself, Monroe, Dolphin, and Lehigh will be meeting with, as I had mentioned during the budget hearings, with Pension Technology Group to develop a program based on Act 96. We're getting together primarily to the fact that pension technology apparently getting from us and from the other counties pushback on cost and things. And we're going to get together to see if we can come back with a more cost-effective package and then we can work with that further details. Once we get together, but they would write a program that would be based on Act 96 that would fit for every county in the state because we all work the same way. But we're the 4 counties that seem to be at the front at this point.
It was Lebanon, Dolphin, Lehigh, and
Lebanon, Dolphin, Lehigh, and Monroe.
thank you.
So, and then that would tie in also with, as part of the looking for new software, because our current system's on the i5, so I would have to have something off of that. Keep you posted as that develops.
Phyllis?
You know, I would just like to say on behalf of everyone involved in the retirement system, to thank you, Bob, for, you know, taking the role of secretary of the pension board seriously and providing us with good information every year. So I appreciate you, or several times a year, really. So I appreciate your efforts.
Thank you. No further business, we just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I'll mention that one after we do this.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Well,
Good. You want to keep it that way. Okay, tell us.
this is an odd request in this Christmas season. That's for someone to be armed.
Well, that's okay.
Jamie has a couple of things.
First, would you like to introduce
Oh, I'm
yourselves
sorry.
just for the sake
I'm
of...
Tom Harlan, I'm the treasurer of the Governor Board.
And I'm Ray Bender, I'm the chairman of the board. Thank you.
Bruce Klingler, Sheriff of Lebanon County.
Very good, thank you.
So just to set the stage a little bit before these guys make some comments. Back earlier this year, I think it goes back as far as February
Yeah.
of 2017, the Board of Trustees at the Clarence Schock Memorial Park of Governor Dick were entertaining a request by the ranger to be armed when in the park. And so there was some, you know, you were provided with some of the paperwork here, but there was some research done into what other counties do in terms of their park. There was some research done into what the county code provides for in this sort of circumstance. And there were some conversations between, I think, the board, Chief Harris, and ultimately Sheriff Klingler about this, since Dave Eichler is the ranger, since Mr. Eichler is on the payroll at the county on a reimbursement basis, so that the Governor Board reimburses the county, the pay runs through the county's payroll system. That if this were to be done, how would that be done? How would it be achieved? And the sheriff can speak to that a little bit more, but it seems like putting this through the sheriff's office for acquisition and furnishing the weapon would be the right way. So that's just setting the stage. I know you guys had your own discussions as a board and voted on it and so on, and that's just
So,
setting the
and
stage.
David is also on our board, he's a board member, as is his father. He originally came out of the Schock Trust. And it started way back in 1998, around the time of the inception of this, when the Schock Group and the county were the co-trustees. And at that time, and Bill Carpenter was actually on our board at that time. And at that time, we authorized Dave to be the park ranger. He's paid a salary. He had a badge and a uniform. And although he didn't have the authority to arrest anybody. But then late last year, early this year, he got concerned about what appears to be the present state of mind of some people. He felt a little nervous going up in the mountain, a lot of times being the only person up there, not armed. These days, you don't know what he was going to be confronted with, if anything. So he asked to be armed and also to have provided to him other more defensive stuff like a vest and something like that. And at that time, in February, I sent a letter to, I think it was Dave Warner, the solicitor, and outlining all this and asking for guidance on it.
And I haven't seen Dave's response. I've been requesting that.
I've never seen a response.
I don't think there was.
I was asking for something in writing for our file.
I didn't get it. I don't know if it exists. I did not get a copy, and I don't think we're going to use it.
I talked with him about it yesterday. There isn't a written opinion on it. I mean, essentially though, under the provisions in the county code, his opinion, this falls under what you're able to do. The section of the county code specific to this provides for county commissioners to equip rangers or staff to the parks with any equipment necessary to enforce the rules, conduct their business, and so on. So that's where, so there is not a written, that's the conversation I had with Dave yesterday, kind of going back to it from earlier this year.
And he's not a full-time person. He's a teacher over the Donegal School District. He also works part-time for the Fish and Game Commission, in which capacity he's armed and he has defensive gear available to him, power to arrest as far as the Game Commission is concerned, but he doesn't have that authority on that. So, and he had all the certifications necessary to carry a firearm and that kind of thing. And I know he's talked to Bruce about that. So.
Yeah, that would have been my question, that he has completed courses and certification as far as.
Well, Commissioners, I've done some research on Mr. Eichler. Mr. Eichler is a certified Act 235, Pennsylvania Act 235 lethal weapons graduate. He also has his firearms designation on this. So he has been put through the training that would be necessary for him to legally carry a firearm. If he is what is known as an agent working for someone. Now in this case, he basically works for the county of Lebanon. And he is certified through Pennsylvania law to carry a firearm. He has passed the physical exam. He has put himself forward and also passed the psychological exam. He qualifies once a year to keep his training so that he is a certified 235 person. He's also a sworn officer with the Fish and Boat Commission. He does his training once a year with the Fish and Boat Commission with a sidearm. He fires a successful course of fire every year for both Act 235 and for the Fish and Boat Commission. In my mind, he is qualified. Liability-wise for the county of Lebanon, he's qualified to carry a sidearm. When I found out, talking with Tom here and talking with Mr. Eichler, when I found out the situation that he is sometimes put in, it is in my mind necessary that the county equip him. He is out there, you all know Governor Dick Park. He's out there in the forested area, in the mountainous area, in what we would consider one of the most secluded areas of Lebanon County. And he's always by himself. He confronts hunters who are armed with both rifles and shotguns in the surrounding game areas there, Pennsylvania Game Commission areas. I talked to the chief of police out in Cornwall Borough, Bruce Harris. And Bruce says that they try to get someone to him if he needs assistance. But depending on where he's at in the park, with the system of trails in the park, it could be 20 minutes, half an hour or more. I talked with the Game Commission. How long does it take them to get somebody there? They wouldn't give me a time if he needed help. So he's out there by himself. He confronts, he sometimes has to confront people. That's the mission of the ranger out there. He's on patrol all by himself. Yes.
I don't know, I didn't want to interrupt you if you
No,
were
that's
done.
okay.
I do have a couple of questions I would like to ask. I was reading through minutes and things, and they said that not the entire board was of the same mind. What was the final vote to?
The vote was unanimous with one abstention. Frank Eichler abstaining, being Dave's father. He felt he should not debate or vote on the matter.
And Dave did vote either. It was
And of course, Dave did vote.
4-0.
It came to him.
It was 4-0.
For the other four members, it was unanimous.
So they came around, because initially they were saying just about awarding, for instance, bulletproof vests, non-aggressive kinds of protection.
Well, he's had a vest already. It's due for replacement because they apparently time out after a period of time. But the original concerns were, A, was it legal to do? And that's when Dave went through the whole process of getting the approvals from the state police and getting the additional training. And that, I think, is what satisfied the board members' concerns when we saw that we had gone through all the hoops necessary to qualify him before we would have jumped into it. But the vote was 4-0 with, of course, Dave and his father abstaining.
Okay. And then the next question would be, how many hours a week does he work?
Presently, it's not very many. I would expect that will go up. But in this past year, I don't think he's worked 100 hours.
Okay, I guess my question to get to the bottom line is he, I heard the sheriff say he's a county employee. Is he getting paid by us or by the board?
All the Governor Dick employees are county employees. You provide payroll services to us.
Okay.
We
How about-
reimbursed you 100% of all the costs
Okay.
from the park.
Because if we get to benefits, is he on
No,
insurance
they
and
don't receive
pension?
benefits. They're all part-time, so they don't get benefits.
I think he's even casual. I'm not sure
Right.
he's part-time.
Casual, okay.
So no, there's
No
never
benefits,
worked, never worked.
okay. And then the next question would be, is our liability insurance go up any with this?
No, we already have, I mean, it would be, his actions would be covered, but we already have armed officers with the sheriff's department and in probation and in the detective bureau, so.
Do we have to provide lists of names or certifications or
I
anything?
never have, no.
So we wouldn't have an increase in
No,
cost?
there would be an impact.
Okay. And then the next question is, once he's certified, would he be allowed to be called to other parks of the county, whether it be the rail trail or anything like that?
I would, no one's
You
really
could- no,
addressed
it would-
that, but I don't think so, because those are 911 calls, typically.
And he will, even after he's armed, he will still, as I understand, Sheriff, not have arrest powers, correct?
That's correct. He has no arrest powers.
Okay.
The idea of the county authorizing.
So the Cornwall police will still do the arrests?
Yeah.
Right, and that's part of the issue here. if he attempts to detain someone, which is basically all that he's gonna try to do, if he actually tries to detain somebody, and you try to detain somebody out there who's armed, he's putting himself in a bad position.
And then this is the last question I have, because I was thinking about this the last couple of days since I found out it was coming back on the agenda. When I see police, they always go in pairs so that they're not overpowered or distracted and someone tries to take their weapon. Does he have one of those holsters that somebody can't just grab the gun out, or because of the thought going into all of that, can you explain to me where we stand on that?
Right now with the Fish and Boat Commission, he uses what's known as a level 2 retention holster. He's also, I checked on his training, he passed the retention, what they call the physical retention training, when he did his Act 235. So he's been trained on how to keep his weapon.
Okay. Does he have one of those holsters that only he can get the gun out?
He's not armed.
If he gets one, is that part of the plan?
We will see that he gets one.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes. A retention holster,
Okay, is that,
yes.
I'm not sure the right terminology,
Yep.
thank you. So then I guess the bottom line is that if our insurance isn't going up, he continues to receive training and he's qualified. I guess the only part of the question you didn't answer was what about backup? There is none.
Chief Harris explains to me that he will always give Mr. Eichler backup as soon as he can. It's just that Cornwall Borough area is a big area.
I know.
Getting another officer there to help him and locating him is an issue because of the secluded area of Governor Dick Park.
I apologize to Chairman Bender. Did you folks have a presentation? I thought there was going to be a question, but it ended up going beyond what I was thinking. So did you have anything to present that you wanted to add to what the sheriff has given us?
I don't think so. I think everyone got a letter that I sent to Dave Warner February 20th. We do the same request.
Okay.
So I think if you're inclined, I think what would be necessary would be simply to authorize, under the provisions of section 2511 of the county code, authorize the acquisition and issuance of the weapon through the sheriff's office for the ranger of Governor Department.
And the cost of that would come from the park.
I would make a motion that we allow this, provided we get a written opinion for our file from the solicitor, because when you read that, it doesn't say and, or, I'm not quite sure what the 2152 or.
2511.
Thank you, 2511. When I read it, there's different ways to look at it, depending if it's an and or an or. So if he could give us a written opinion, I think that would also be appropriate for a file.
I'll second the motion, but I think if you're willing to amend it, I'm very comfortable with Mr. Eichler. And if we generalize it, as you indicated, Jamie, to arm the ranger at the park, I would like the motion to include that the ranger, someone in the future, when Mr. Eichler is gone, has the same or the proper training necessary to carry a weapon. So to carte blanche say the ranger, no offense, but you could designate a ranger and he has had no experience with firearms. So
I'll accept that amendment.
Okay.
We can include, it be required that, I'm sorry, Sheriff, what was the act that he's?
Act 235.
Act 235.
Pennsylvania
certified.
Act
Is that-
235, lethal weapons
satisfied?
training act.
Okay.
Kathy, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it's been moved and seconded and amended. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so ordered. Thank you.
I have one other thing as a report. You'll recall that In your last batch of Marcellus shale money 2 years ago, you gave us seed money to design an application to DCNR for our handicap walkway. And earlier this year, the commissioners approved that application. We learned 2 weeks ago that DCNR has approved $175,000 to the county for that walkway. You should probably get a grant contract from the state early in the year, and we would be in position to bid it this summer for work next fall and winter, but an early Christmas present from the state. And thanks again to the county for the seed money out of Marcellus and also for sponsoring the application.
Congratulations on that.
And thank you for all your volunteer time out there and doing for many years. We appreciate that as well.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Have a nice
Very
holiday.
good. Thank you, Sheriff.
The only other thing I would have to add to the meeting is that there will be a meeting next Thursday, the 28th, sort of abbreviated, but the primary purpose of that meeting is to have final adoption of the 2018 county budget. There will also be a presentation by Stuart Shakerstown. You had granted them some money to develop a video to promote the Stuart Shakerstown farm and their other properties. And they completed that and want to share it with you and tell you what they're up to.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you. Best to everyone for a good new year.